You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got breaking news on the football front. There's an NFL quarterback that just went down for the season. Now, it just so happens this team drafted the number one quarterback on the board in this past NFL draft, Cam Ward, but nonetheless, Will Levis, that's right, Mayo himself, is out for the year. He's down for the count. Will Levis, this is from the Tennessee Titans, literally just now. Will Levis to undergo season-ending shoulder surgery. Let's see if we can get anything else. The procedure is scheduled for Tuesday, July 29th. It will sideline Levis for the entirety of the 2025 season. Levis took part in all the team's offseason work, including OTAs in May and June and the 3-day minicamp to wrap up the offseason last month. Earlier in the offseason, he had traveled to California to work with private quarterbacks coach Jordan Palmer. But Levis recently informed the team he decided to undergo surgery. That's weird. Quote, after consulting with doctors and his representatives, Will Levis has decided to undergo shoulder surgery that will sideline him for the entire 2025 season. We support his decision and to focus on his long-term health. He approached the offseason with professionalism and showed clear growth as a leader. We remain confident in his full recovery. Quarterback Cam Ward, selected first overall in the NFL draft, took the bulk of the reps during the offseason work and is expected to be the team's starter in 2025. This is strange. I mean, that really is strange. Did he just hit them with this out of nowhere? How come the team didn't catch it during medical evals? This is weird. Levis was expected to compete in training camp while working alongside veterans Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle. Good God. Behind Ward, Levis got the most reps among the team's quarterbacks during the offseason. Levis told reporters last month he felt his accuracy and technique had improved, putting him in a great position to compete. Now Levis is headed towards surgery, leaving the Titans with 3 quarterbacks when training camp begins this week. Players are scheduled to report on Tuesday, and the first practice is scheduled for Wednesday. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. Second-round pick of the Titans, 2023. Boy, they gave up on him quick. 339 of 556. 3,900 yards, let's call it, 21 touchdowns, 16 interceptions, passer rating of 82.7. It's hard to believe there was a time when 82.7 was good in the NFL. Not anymore. And this is his statistics overall. You can throw in an additional 240 yards on the ground, 1 touchdown over the last 2 years. Look, athletic quarterback. One of these guys as a quarterback, you do wonder, and I know it's been brought up a lot. It was brought up as you came around in that draft. Spends a lot of time in the weight room. A lot of time. And I know people have brought that up in the past. So, right here, this is PFF's 2024 quarterback grades. And you see this. He's way down at number 39. All right, he's way down. Jacoby Brissett was ahead of Will Levis. Gardner Minshew, that's not surprising. Aiden O'Connell. Anthony Richardson, that's all you need to know. Anthony Richardson might be the worst quarterback in the NFL, not named Tim Boyle, to be honest with you. And Will Levis graded out below Anthony Richardson, who's basically lost his job already, to Daniel Jones. You know, speaking of Daniel Jones, number 25, ahead of Justin Fields, Tua, Drake May, Dak Prescott was hurt, Caleb Williams, Mac Jones. So this is exactly why Daniel Jones is getting another shot. Shane Steichen, Daniel Jones together, intriguing. It is intriguing. So this is a little strange. This almost has a little bit of that. I've lost my job, or they drafted another quarterback. A lot of people have tossed around the idea that Derek Carr really will end up coming back. And we've talked about that a lot, to the point that I think people can't stand me anytime I bring up Derek Carr's name. But nonetheless, Derek Carr believes he's got an injury. He decided to end his career over that injury. But some was like, is this a way to have a trade, get a trade out of town? You would think Will Levis would just be like, hey, trade me. Trade me. Unless they've already tried and they can't, in which time he's sort of seeing if he could position himself for release. I don't know. It's just strange that he went through minicamp and everything, and he informed the team, hey, I'm having shoulder surgery. Okay. I mean, I don't know. I would have felt like that would have been a group catch it together kind of effort by the Tennessee Titans. The sad part about all this, and this is a perfect example, this channel, we talk a lot of Shedeur Sanders on this channel. I haven't made one video about Cam Ward. I mean, and I mean, I guess I'm guilty now too of disrespecting the kid. I mean, he's the number 1 overall pick. He's got some skills. He does. My biggest concern with Cam Ward, if you want to do some comparison shopping, is you take the year prior draft, Caleb, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Michael Penix, Bo Nix, J.J. McCarthy. Cam Ward would have been drafted behind all of those guys if he'd have came out in that draft. Now, to be honest, I actually think it's possible all those guys can actually play. So maybe that's a real good sign, but that tells you how bad people need quarterbacks. JJ was drafted, what was it, around 13, I think, by the Vikings. So that would have put Cam Ward somewhere past pick 14. Now, something should be brought up. Nobody thought Bo Nix and Michael Penix was going that high. Nobody thought Michael Penix was going in the top 10, and one could argue he shouldn't have because they just signed Kirk Cousins. It's interesting, but just putting it in perspective of where Cam Ward sets. There's some things I like about his game, though. He's certainly going to be a guy we're going to keep track of on this channel. Will Levis, Mayo himself, a mayonnaise. Anybody seen that episode of 2.5 Men? Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time. Before we jump in, make sure you go to our merch store, our Make Basketball Great Again shirt, and our newest shirt that just came out. Both shirts are brand new. The American Flag Skull Fever Enforcer shirt. And use promo code CC22 for 20% off.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.